ahead and do that. But I'm so excited to see so many of you on here. A lot of you were at convention. I got to see you there. A lot of you were not. But there's so many takeaways from the weekend. So what I want to do is have those of you that were at convention just give me like super quick a sentence or two about what you loved or what stuck out to you. So unmute yourself and you guys can just start, whoever wants to start first, and just tell us what your favorite part was or what you learned the most. Amy Bishop, go.
Okay, my favorite part was don't be so focused on the finish line that you forget to find the joy in the journey. When that was spoken by Kimball, by the fitness group, it was very moving to me because I was just looking for the future instead of enjoying the journey. And so that made me happy, and it made me really reset my mind and want to help people and enjoy that joy when you do find something that works for them. So that was one of my biggest takeaways. There are lots of things, but the video with Mariel and Frank was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm not gonna lie. We peed our pants laughing. So that was such joy for me.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, if you didn't get to watch, Marielle is the top earner. She got that $4 million lifetime earnings check. She's amazing. She was on stage training. Her husband got up there and was talking about her. And he gave this like great speech. And then he said, I just want to show you guys how big this woman dreams. And he had put together this huge video montage of all the times that he was driving and she was sleeping, or they were on an airplane and she was sleeping. And then he started like pointing his finger, like his finger was going up her nose in all these pictures. So yesterday I get a message from Amy and Linda Lanning, and they were on the plane and they had acted it out. It was super funny. I was dying laughing. It was great. So, okay, let's go. What about Lindsay Neal? I see you on here. You're next.
Hello. So I would say the thing that stood out to me the most, or that really was the most impactful, was bringing my husband along. He is an ambassador under me, but in all honesty, you know, he's my quote unquote customer catcher. He's not really like working the business. However, I feel like any skepticism that he had, or any, you know, of the feelings of this is a pyramid scheme or anything like that, are all gone. He totally drank the Kool-Aid. He's all in, and he's actually, you know, going to start working it with me as a team. So I'm really excited about that. I think it was huge having him be there in person to hear it.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And I love that you guys I saw so many of you with your spouses actually in there sitting in the sessions, watching everything, meeting everyone. I think it's super cool. And I love that about our company. I don't know if you guys noticed how many couples were on stage, but that marriage aspect, if you're married, including your partner in it, is huge here, which I can tell you from experience, I've never seen anywhere else. So I think that's really cool. Okay, who's next? Who wants to go next?
Hey, this is Janet. I can.
Yeah, Janet, go ahead.
This is my this is my no makeup face, and there it goes away. I am getting ready to do some before pictures for the new collagen. So I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone, but too many favorites. Oh my goodness. So one thing that really stood out to me, and I'm kind of surprised about it, was just the additional information I got and what I learned about and what I heard about with the financial freedom movement. I mean, I already knew that was just such an awesome, unheard of program that we have for free for being ambassadors with the company. But just hearing some of the testimonies of what people have achieved gave me ideas of new things that I want to work towards, and made me think of new people and things that I know that they could use this for to benefit from. So it sort of opened up a whole new area in my brain of who I need to reach out to and why.
Love that. It was one of my favorites too. Okay, next, let's go to Shannon. Gonna put you on the spot.
I loved so much. I loved the whole thing. I learned so much, like being able to attend those trainings, so much information. I mean, it was incredible. Just to be a part of all of that I shouldn't have been a part of, but was allowed to be a part of, was just amazing. I mean, I have loads of notes to just look through. But I love the fact that the company, not just, Jake and Sarah and Mark and Connie, but everybody is just about helping everybody become healthy and financially set. And I loved hearing everybody's stories. I mean, I just loved it. And the food was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, it really is. When you're there, you kind of get the whole picture. If it's not just the comp plan or just the products or just one thing, it's all of it put together, right?
And it was so emotional at times. Like I really needed tissues, like a lot of the times, because it was just so emotional hearing everybody's like stories and like where they came from, like how they started and now where they're at, and like just a short amount of time. It's like so amazing.
Yes, I love it. Okay, Angie, you're next on my screen. Do you want to share?
Yes, ma'am. No, when I got home, I was telling my husband, to me, what really stood out was that, the 5Fs, it's not just their motto at the office or on the website. They brought it to convention too. I mean, they talked about faith, they talked about the finances, they talked about fitness and health, but then you actually got to see families. And like they were saying before, there was husbands and wives and children and nursing babies and then friends, just friends that we've met, through the company here. And then I'm a talker. So I met lots of other friends from all over the country. And so I thought that was just, it's not just a motto that they have on our t-shirt. It was actually, you saw it there.
I agree. I love it so much. Okay, I see Alicia, Kira, Tiny, Tiffany, Vicky, Beth, Nina. I see all of you guys on my screen, so y'all just hop in real quick.
Okay, I'll go. Angie kind of took mine as well, and I have to say that at the end, I was to the point like where I was exhausted. I kind of just wanted to go back to the hotel room. I was like, all right, Jake's just gonna keep doing his thing, and I think I'm gonna go. And I was so glad that I stayed because he reminded us of those 5. And I remember back before I joined, when I was doing my own research and kind of trying to find all the negatives about the company, like I kept seeing these 5 Fs. And I was like, literally, faith is the first one. Like, I'm going to leave the current position that I have because it's not where I'm meant to be. And if I could join a company that's going to stand for faith and family and friends and fitness and finances, which are going to be a huge struggle because I'm leaving my job that I worked incredibly hard for. And Jake literally wept on stage talking about his family and his faith and how Sundays are super important to him, and that he always leaves time for his family. And I was like, okay, this is like where I stand right now. And so that was really incredibly important. And Shannon and I talked a little bit about just how everybody, because I said to her, she got this amazing opportunity to get all the VIP experiences. And she came back to the room and I said, okay, tell me something. Like, did you feel like everything was fake? We've been on Zooms with these people. And she's like, absolutely not. She's like, these stories are real. They're incredible. They're truthful people. You see the real people. And it was incredible to lay eyes on these people, shake hands with them, take pictures with them. And it just gave a whole new meaning to being partnered with everybody here.
Yes, completely agree. I love that. Okay, who wants to go next?
Can I go? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, get your butts to Bronze Academy. Run to Bronze before the next convention. Surpass Bronze, but get to Bronze Academy because the whole weekend was great, of course. Learned so much. But you guys, Thursday was just so much like no BS, straight, speaking straight to your business side, like giving you all the great tips and advice. My favorite was definitely Fran. She talked about leadership, and like my biggest takeaway with her was just showing up as the leader that you want to attract, right? So everybody would love to sign up a Brittany or a Fran. So you need to have the skills that you are seeking, and you need to be an example to your team. Like if you want your team to step up as leaders, then you need to be out doing X, Y, and Z before you would ever ask them to do those things. And being a leader, that means having both feet in the boat. That means doing the action steps every single day and not being like emotionally attached to the outcome necessarily. Just putting in the work, having the grit to get through it all. But yeah, Thursday, get to Bronze Academy.
Love it. I loved Bronze Academy too. It's really, really neat. And I wish they could do that for everyone, but I know why they don't is because if someone's brand new, some of that stuff is pretty intense. Like they are talking really straightforward. But it's definitely fantastic leadership training. And it's something that every single one of you can get to by the next convention in February, hands down. Okay, what about Tiny? What about you?
I love hearing everybody's story. But for me, I feel like every month I'm like, oh my God, this is just not for me. But I learned I need to keep pushing, and pushing. I have it. I just need to stick with it.
Totally agree. I'm actually here in just a little while at the end of this call. Okay, Tiffany, I see you just leaned up in the camera, so you caught my attention. So we're going to you.
Here I am. All right. So I learned a lot of stuff. I kind of was really timid, and I've been going through some personal stuff and was like, excuses. And what I learned there is that you don't have to like do this big bang thing. It's just like little baby steps every step of the way. Just keep plugging away. And I just decided I was gonna pick somebody successful and just model their footsteps. And so I'm just kind of going after Alicia and Azure, and I'm just gonna kind of just copy them because, I want to be successful. And what I really liked was we must be addicted to the action, but not emotionally tied to the outcome. So that was huge for me because I'm a very emotional person. Things get my emotions a lot. And every time I would talk about it, I would just be this excitement. And then I would be like so let down that they didn't sign up to be an ambassador right away. And I just need to not get ahead of myself and just keep putting in those little efforts. So yeah, so it's great to be there.
Love it.
Yeah.
Do what?
Sad I missed it.
I know, we were sad not to see you. I was sad not to see so many of you because I know there were so many of you that wanted to be there and couldn't get there for whatever various reason. But
that's coming to the next one.
Yes, for sure.
I'm gonna bring 5 people to the next one. That's my goal.
I love it.
I'm bringing a team. I want to have a team. That's my goal. 1 year, I want to bring 5.
My takeaway from this convention is I love the fire that you lit under her booty.
Oh, good. Thank you, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Kira. What about you?
One big thing for me, because this like really hit me, you don't have to be the professional or the expert because Q is, and like we don't have to know everything. That is a blessing. Like we don't have to educate people. Q's doing that for us. And so we can focus on building our leaders and the things that are actually important rather than just the education.
100% agree. I have that conversation like 20 times a day. But it is such a blessing for sure. Okay, Beth Glenn, I'm going to bring you up because I watched you all weekend and I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay, so hey everyone. So many things hit me during this weekend. So when I came in to Q, it was only like, I don't know, 2 months ago, maybe. And I just wanted free product. 1 month ago, Lindsay says, I just wanted free product I didn't really want to do too much. I work 60 hours a day. I have 3 young kids. But seeing this business, seeing the faith that is in this business, and me, Megan, Lindsay, and Jamie all had God things, just him pointing us in the direction 2 weeks prior. And it fortified me in seeing that I can change my family. The FFM, seeing that lady take her parents up there and her parents are out of debt and her parents are doing well. I want to do that for my family. And my husband is the most legalistic, stoic kind of man ever. And he is like, I want to support you. I want to do this with you. Let's find out this LLC, like, let's do this. And he is so supportive because he sees like how much change this can bring to everyone we touch.
100% agree. Love it. Okay, Jamie Talbot, you're the next one I see.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How is everybody? I'm
Good.
so happy for you, Beth. That's so awesome. It was a great weekend. So I don't want to get into like redundancy with what, Angie or Alicia said, but mine was going to be, do the executives practice what they preach? Is that going to come to fruition when we get there and we're in person with them? Or is it going to be, this salesy pitch, versus being real people? Like, we were walking around the hotel, all of us, right? And we're like, oh my gosh, there's Fran. We're taking pictures with Fran. We're taking pictures with Jake. We're taking pictures with Kelly. Like, we're talking to all of these people, and they were so real and so down to earth, which we see, right? We see them on Zooms, but it's like, are they going to be like that in person? Or is it because everybody's there that there's going to be this show and fakeness? And there was not any of it. And I was really blown away that the president of our company was on stage crying about how much he has grown and how much he was, well, for lack of a better word, like a jerk, a few years ago, just this businessman that was trying to make money and didn't care as much about people, and that he owned that and like literally poured that out on stage. Was like, okay, mic drop, I'm done. Like, I'm here for life.
Yeah.
So that was a big moment for me because I've been to a lot of conventions for different work stuff, and I've never seen anything like that. So.
Okay, let's go to, I see Azure, Linda, Natalie, Helen, Brooke, Fawn. I see several of y'all in here. So let's run through them real fast because I don't want to keep people on here forever, but y'all speak up.
Okay. Hi, Azure here. Hi guys. I wanted to just say like how awesome this convention was to see the people that came, like they stepped up their game as it progressed. Like I could see people stepping into more of a leadership role, like as they were being poured into, their leadership skills like went up and up and up. And it was just like, my heart is beating like already. Like I just was like, wow, like already you guys are already putting things into action that you're learning at convention. And I just thought that was like, ooh, I mean, I won't get into a ton of it, but that was just really cool to see watching that happen. So great job, guys. The one thing that I keep playing, one of the things was Brittany Hitch said that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And that, I don't know about you guys, but like I've been doing this for a long time and I still struggle. And sometimes like, I don't want to come off as cringy when I'm like approaching somebody for the first time, and you kind of get in your head and, you want to come off as genuine because you are genuinely wanting to go introduce or whatever. So I just thought that was really great. Like, as long as you're genuine, you really can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So just take that shot and just do it. Like rip that Band-Aid off and do it. And I'm telling you, my girl Tiffany, she's already done it. Like, I'm calling you out because like she was messaging me already, and she like went talked to the bag boy at the airport, got his email. She went after one of her huge like the scary people that she really wants on her team, and she went after, and she already has gotten like great response, but it was like she's like, I took that shot. And I'm like, that's awesome. So that was like really great. I really hope to see, like, one of my goals for at least my team, we talked a lot about it, but we want our husbands there because they are part of this. I mean, like Dave's my ambassador. He is the guy that made it Q happen for our family. So I definitely want him there, but I know so many of you guys want your husbands there, and that's kind of like a goal, and I just kind of want to throw that out there, that I would love to see our husbands there, because like Jake said, a lot of them, if they're skeptical or you want their support, you have to get them to an event. That is when they see it, because they see it for themselves. You can't convince them. But once they see it and they see the realness, like we saw the realness, you'll have them. So
completely agree. Tyler, I had the same discussion with him. I was like, you're coming next time. I don't care what's going on. You have to come. And I have to say, I loved having you there, Azure, but it was so hard for me at some moments, especially like at Fran's bronze recognition thing, to not have Dave up there with you. So you guys both got to come next time. Okay, let's go to Linda. Oh, wait, you got to unmute. Hang on.
Many things have already been said that I had on my paper. But I think definitely seeing the leaders in their real life, like person, seeing Jake, cry and really pour his heart out to us. And no matter where they were, they didn't mind us coming up to them, seeing Dr. Kimberly at the pool when Amy was talking, I was like, oh my God, he's really coming down to the pool to hang with the people. It was like seeing, just different people in different areas. And it wasn't, they just stayed in their room. And seeing Brandon work out at the gym, gotta admit, that was a great moment. Probably a very important moment, but just getting to talk to people, and even in the pool, about what they loved about Q or different products that worked for them and what their stories were. It was really cool. Francesca, though, she was just so intimate, just so sweet and pure, that it was great to see that she's definitely the same person she is on Zoom.
100%.
So that was pretty special.
Love that. All right, Natalie, what about you?
Like so many people said before, there is so many things, but for me to keep it short, one thing I took away was time blocking. I don't know why I hadn't, I mean, I've probably heard of it before. I mean, I'm sure I've heard people say it, but I didn't get that. And so a lot of times I would work with my families around and probably not give them as much attention and stuff as I should. And to hear them say, that is so important. You have got to, for longevity in this business, to be able to give your family attention and time block, actually set that time and put it in your calendar and time block, if it's the night before or on Sundays, doing a full week. That was huge for me. Also using IG to broaden your network, which I'm a Facebook person, just to reach out to a broader range of people.
Right.
And the last thing is be brave enough to suck at something new.
Yeah.
And it's going to take you getting out of your comfort zone, and don't let anyone steal your dream, no matter what they say.
Yes, love it. Okay, let's do Joe Jones really quick. Vicky, Brooke, I almost said Michael, Helen. Let's go in that order just real fast. Let's see. Can you hear us, Joe? There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can.
Oh, okay. The thing that hit me the most was that, I've been to several of these conferences, and I just I felt comfortable. I felt at home this weekend, and I talked to people more than I ever have. I mean, people that I didn't know, and I just felt like it was just the right place to be. And that, along with the whole culture, is something that I'm just grasping onto,
I loved it.
trying to hold on to.
I can tell that about you. I saw your face more this weekend than I've ever seen at any other convention that we've been to.
It's 'cause I hear it at the others. I was just off to myself, but it just felt right.
Good.
know.
I'm so glad. I love hearing that. Okay, Nikki, what about you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Everyone was real. It was kind of like their stories they were telling. It was kind of like real people. I mean, they were talking about their struggles, their debts, and I was thinking, okay, if they can do this, we can too. And I love Dr. K. That was kind of emotional, him talking about brain health and, all the things that are happening with people's brain. And that's a lot of my family history. So that kind of touched me. So I just enjoyed the whole thing. Most conventions I've went to, if I needed to go to the bathroom, I would stay extra long because it was so boring. So on this one, I didn't want to get up because I didn't want to miss anything.
Right. I felt the same way. Love
Yeah.
it. Okay, Brooke, what about you?
Okay, I missed the first couple of minutes, so hopefully someone hasn't already said this, but the phrase that has been stuck in my head since we got back was don't squander what you've been given. And so that's just been in my head. And I mean, honestly, that rolls into every aspect of our life, but just literally everything that God has given us. And then, of course, this company, I feel like, he gave to me. So don't squander what you've been given. So don't waste it, go tell people, go share it, the products, the business, all of it. And then for me, something that really stuck out just because of conversations that I've already been having with people was Dr. Kimberly talking about why the dosages of things are the way that they are, and that he was not going to lower dosages and make things more condensed just to make them easier. And the fact that he would not let his product go to other companies because they wanted him to condense it. So that just spoke to me of like why our products work. They work because he makes sure that what is in them is needed and that it's the adequate amount. So just him explaining that was a huge light bulb for me, and for me to be able to share that with others as to why our products work and why they work fast and why they work so much better than so many other things, because you're actually getting the nutrients that you need. So that really stuck with me. And don't squander what you've been given.
I love that. That's the first time that I've seen Dr. K speak. And so that was really, really good for me too. Okay, I want to go to Helen. Then we've got just a couple more people. But you guys, before we go to Helen, I want to tell y'all, I texted Danielle during the session the first day, and I was like, hey, listen, I want you to relaunch me. And it wasn't but just like a few minutes later that I got a text from Helen, and it said, "Hey, I want you to relaunch me," or something similar to that. And I thought it was just so cool because we were already thinking along the same terms. But then what happened is on the last day, we're sitting there in session and I start getting texts from Helen saying, "Hey, I need a call with this person. I need a call with that person." And we actually had 2 calls scheduled on the way home from convention that day while we were both driving. And it was just really cool to see. I mean, you guys all know that Helen's amazing and she's like the most likable person in the whole world. But I'm actually going to ask her to do, she doesn't even know this, I'm going to ask her to do a training for everyone later in the month because she has made a really big shift in her business and it has all been her. But it's paying off in such big ways. So Helen, what was your favorite part of the weekend?
Oh my, thanks, Jenny. That's so sweet. I'm like everyone else. There was so much there. And I just feel like I spent an entire weekend being motivated and being inspired because of our leaders and our mentors there and what they have for us. I agree with Amber. Please work hard and get to Bronze Academy. Everything in Bronze Academy just spoke directly to you, gave you things that were so applicable, things that you could use right away, put into to practice. From Fran going into how to find leaders and how to dig for the leaders that you want, and Marielle talking about staying in phase 1 and digging for leaders. And once you find a leader, keep digging, find the next one. Those kind of things have just such practical applications that I loved. But I also came away from the weekend with so many quotes from our leaders, with that I know that I will use. Mark Wilson telling us that you just keep taking one step at a time and you will reach the summit. And I think probably that's what, after thinking about it all the several days, I've been to conferences with a previous company, and you always looked up, or I did, I would look up and think, wow, it'd be so fun and really neat to be in those front rows of people, those upper levels. It'd be so cool to be walking across the stage, but it was only a hope. It was only a dream. I can tell you that I walked away from this convention knowing that I could be one of those. And it's all because of the people that are pouring into us, the people that are ready to help us, the people that are ready to help build our teams. They're there for each and every one of us all the time.
Love it. I love it. Okay, Fawn, let's do you really quick. And then I see Rebecca and Brooklyn, but your screens aren't on. So if you want to talk, click your screen on real quick.
Yeah, one of my takeaways that I got it because I've been to other conventions with other companies, and was the community. It was a great atmosphere, great community, and just how they were real and genuine. Things weren't script. I liked how they went off script sometimes, especially I think it was Kimball. I know he goes, I'll ask for forgiveness later. He goes, I'm just gonna do this. So that was a huge thing that I noticed, and that I was like, I thought was pretty cool. And just the all around, like the friendliness, just the people, how everybody it was like a big family. That's what was really cool about it.
Love it. I love that. Okay, Rebecca, I see you now. Hang on. We got to unmute you. Okay, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
I think that I just sat there and just watched other people, and I saw so many other women just like me, and I just thought to myself the whole time, if these women can do this and be successful, then so can I. And I think that our conversation at dinner on, I think, Friday night helped so much, because we talked a lot about things that hold us back. And so I just thought, I can push forward. through those hard things, and I can be successful just like the rest of these women here.
Love it. Okay, so now that we've heard all of that, I am gonna do, first of all, I'm so glad that you guys were all there. I really did have the best time with y'all. And even though I was so excited to get home to my family, I also was like, still felt like, gosh, I didn't get enough time with them. So anyway, can't wait till the next event. But I am gonna do a couple of just announcements. So like bam, 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 these things were done. And then I will give you kind of my biggest takeaway and how I want you to look at the next 4 months and what's ahead of us. Okay. So announcements. First thing, we're going to talk products. So they did release the collagen, 2 formulas. One is Reform, which is more skin, hair, nails, that kind of thing. One is Rebuild, which is more for lean muscle. I'm thinking joints, stuff like that. Okay. They are available now. I do want to tell you we're the only company that has a full matrix collagen just like this. There is in your new app, which I'll talk about for a minute. There are tons of resources there on the collagen, how ours is different, all of that type of stuff. So you can go take a look at that. I will tell you, with the release of this collagen, there is no reason why every single person on our team cannot have 1,000 PV or more this month. That's like, I don't know exactly what the PV is, but it's like 12, 15 orders of collagen. And that's totally doable for everyone. And so I want all of you not PV, CV, customer volume is what I'm talking about. I said PV, but I meant customer volume. There's no reason why we shouldn't each get 15 new collagen customers this month, right? And also I do want to mention right now, take your before photos so that you have those, and then set dates, write them down on your calendar so you can go ahead and take them at a week, at 2 weeks, at 3 weeks, at 4 weeks, because your story and the stories of all of us on this team are going to be the best thing that we have. And if we're sharing those with each other within the next several weeks, then it's going to help everyone grow their business. Okay. So use good lighting, take it at the same time of day, take it in the same, I even put on all black clothes, which is totally normal for me. So the next time I take it, I'll do the same thing, so that it's really consistent, great photos. The second thing is the terpenes were announced. So we have 3 different formulas. One is Chill, one is Comfort, and one is Create. There will also be info on that in your app, and those will be available on October 1st. So I want you to understand what the company is doing for your business. They're giving you a month to grow your business really hard as far as product with collagen, and to build up the terpenes and encourage business growth through that. Then in October, you get to tap into all of the customer volume from terpenes and from collagen. So they are creating opportunities for growth in the future. I hope that you see that timeline was not an accident. Okay. If you got a sample, I know there were several of you that got samples or you got full-size bottles, please, please, please journal your progress, write down how you're feeling. That way, again, all of us on this team have the opportunity to share from people that we know personally how these products are helping you, okay? They did an event-only special called Innovate. It's a hemp product. I got some, I think several of you guys got some. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen with that product. They may come back and release it again in the future. It may end up being a staple. So same thing on that. Write your progress down. Write down how you feel on it so that in the future, if we have that again, we have access to all these testimonies from our own team. Okay. They released the Ultra Lean Vanilla, and there are promo packs available now. Again, I don't know how long these promo packs will last. I'm certain that Jake has a business plan for how long he'll have them out there and how long he doesn't, but he purposefully doesn't tell us that. And so go ahead. If you haven't already gotten your product pack, do that. If you haven't already told your teammates, your customers, your past customers, whatever, go ahead and get that information out there to them so they don't miss out on a really special deal. Okay. They also released a We Not Me challenge for MyQ Fit, where it's going to be teams of 4. The grand prize is a trip to Park City, Utah. That's going to be amazing. You get to build your own team and you get to build your own stack with whatever products you want, as long as it's 200 PV. And the dates on that are September 27th through October 27th. So a 30-day run, okay? MyQFit also announced that they now have a nutritionist on board. Her name is Jenny Fransom. Lots of really cool stuff about her, but she will actually now be part of the MyQFit team, and we'll be putting more stuff out there in the future. Let's talk about technology, because you guys, these are some of the most exciting things to me. So they released a couple of things this weekend, 2 new apps. One is called ARQ, A-R-Q. It's Ambassador Resource for Q. I don't know exactly what it stands for, but let me tell you, this is going to replace the Q Connect Pro. They have already released it for iPhones in the US. Other like Androids will come in the 4th quarter. Other countries will be released in the 4th quarter. So many new updates are coming. If you've gotten the app already, it's really, really cool. But I want you to understand the biggest thing of all of this is that it's company owned. So most companies do not own their products and they do not own their technology. And what it means is they are at the disposal of everyone else. And if those other companies fail, or if those other companies want to pull something, not only does it cost us money to pay them, or other companies money to pay them, but then you have a product that's not that great and there's not a lot you can do about it. So they actually hired people on to do our app, our website, every single thing in-house, and we own it. And that is a huge, huge deal. If you were part of my previous company and you experienced the back office apocalypse and the shipping debacle and all the things that happen, you understand what a big deal this is, because this directly impacts your business and the longevity of it. So this is huge, and it shows the foresight of our leaders to make sure that we really are in the best position. So there are also new slides in there. If you are doing QIQ presentations, they put together some really awesome slide decks that you can download right from there to PowerPoint, that you can pull up on your phone if you are at a coffee date with someone and go through the slides and show them. It's so cool. Also, the other new app is called ShopQ. It's going to be released in the 4th quarter, and it will actually be the place where people shop. There's going to be a lot of cool things with this too, because it's going to have the capability of suggesting recommended products for people, of letting them choose from, you know, what section they want to go into if they know what products they want, or going in there and saying, okay, this is kind of what I'm dealing with. This is the area I want to look at. And then it will pull up the products that will be good best for them. It also eventually, they did not say this weekend, but I have heard that eventually they'll be able to have a capability in there where, let's say someone goes to my link or whatever for my app, it will say, Jenny, your sponsor has this, and this in her cart. These are her top ordered products. So it actually really is going to link everybody together eventually, which I think is a cool feature. So that's that on technology. They also said that bronze and up will now have their own dedicated support line. I know that Helen and maybe a few of you others have been testing that. So that's really cool. You'll have another direct connection to corporate, which if you are bronze and above, I highly recommend you start utilizing that, because the more connections you can form at corporate, the more people know your name, the more it is going to give you access to those people in the future, which is really cool. As far as FFM, Sarah did a great job just talking about the impact that has. You've already heard several people mention that tonight. If you have not already started your FFM consultations, I highly recommend doing that. As a matter of fact, I've made up my mind that if people want to work with me directly in the future, that's going to be one of the first things that I ask. Have you started your FFM yet? Because it is not just about one thing. It's not just about, you know, let's look at your money. It can be such a wide variety of things, but you don't know that unless you're in the trenches and you've actually started to take advantage of it. So the email for that is ffm@qsciences.com. And they also will give you access to someone with credit repair, with an accountant that I have personally worked with that I love. And they announced that they're doing now a mortgage and a lending program that you can get some really great deals with if you're looking at buying a house in the near future. So that's great. Sarah also released a book called Charlie's Jars. You're going to see it in your back office. It's for kids to get involved and learn how to manage their money. So super cool. It's something I'm going to do with my kids. You guys, it's also a really great thing for you to use on social media because it has some things where you can fill out. So you better bet that eventually you're going to see my daughter, my oldest, and my kids with their save, spend, and give jars. And I'll be using that to promote our business and to promote FFM to my audience, not only for my family, but also from the promotion side. And also another thing I wanted to mention, they said repeatedly this weekend, for you, if you have big dreams and goals and one day you want to be on a council or you want to be considered for trainings at convention or big things like that, you have to actively be a part of FFM. It is not an option. They consider that to be a sign to them that you are really focused and you have the same values that our company has on getting your finances in order long term and really looking at this like a business. Couple of other things they said, we are now at 12,000% growth since 2018. We've been saying 700%. We're now at 12,000. We're in 23 countries. We have warehouses now in 4 countries and we've got 2 coming soon. They're working on getting shipping times down. They want to be the fastest to ship in all of these new countries. And they're working on changing to the currency in that country. So that means a lot for global growth. It means that it's going to make it easier for you to grow in other countries, which is really cool. They hired someone new for the Asian market, and Mark said that he predicts that in 5 years, we will be in 50 countries, we will have 1 million distributors, and we will be $1 billion company. So just like Brooke mentioned, don't squander the timing that you have. It is not going to come around again. This is what people dream of. This is what you look at companies and you see people that were in at the very start and they ran with it and they're set for life. That's the timing that we have now if you take advantage of it. Okay. So I want to talk to you guys about something just really quickly. I won't keep you much longer, but I thought about this all weekend long because it is one thing for me to see potential in you and for me to see growth in you. And I can look at every single one of you that I've worked with and tell you like the most amazing things about you. I don't just say that. I truly believe that all of you are awesome. But I know that sometimes it can get scary to do a business like this. But how many of you, raise your hand if you have kids? So most of you are going to know what I'm talking about on here. And even if you don't have kids, if you've been around kids, you're going to have an idea of this. So my daughter, my oldest, she's 9. She's like the most amazing kid in the world. She's insanely smart. She's so well-mannered. She's so awesome, but she has like this much belief in herself. Okay. When she was little, she was like super confident, but the older she gets, the more she wants so badly to please everybody that she is, and she's so much like me. She would rather almost just not do something than to do it and not be the best at it from the start. And I'm like that too. I never played sports in school because I was like, well, everybody else has already been doing it. Everybody else is already better than me. And so rather than getting out there and trying and failing until I got better, I just said, I don't want to do that. And I always sat on the sidelines, no matter how much people tried to get me to do it. Okay. So my daughter is like that. And we have horses and we compete and all of that. And I've had a really hard time getting her to compete. And she wants to. It's not that I'm pushing her. She wants to compete. But then we go out there to practice. And the first thing that she says to me is, I can't do this. My horse is too big. He's too fast. He's too this. It's hot. She's mad. She's crying before we ever get started. She's so upset because she has already in her mind decided that she is not the best and that she just can't do it. And so every time we go out there to practice, we go through this process because I watch her and I know that she can do it. And I know that it's all mental, but she has to go through this process every day, and she cries. And I probably lose my temper faster than I should. I try not to, but I fail all the time because I know that she has it in her and I know how badly she wants it, but she won't let herself just go. Okay. And so what she does is I'll say, okay, take your horse over there and do XYZ. Okay. And she will do it just enough to appease me. She'll be like, okay. And she'll go over there and she'll halfway do it. And then she'll come back and she'll see, I can't do it. I told you I couldn't do it. I told you. So she makes herself right because she doesn't actually go all in, right? But then there's this magic moment that happens every once in a while after the crying and the meltdown and all the negativity and the world spilling out of her mouth, where she actually tries. And usually it's when she's really mad at me and she's just over it. And so she goes out there and she tries so hard, and you guys, she nails it. Like, nails it every time. And she does the thing that I knew she could do the entire time and that she has been wanting to do for months, but she wouldn't mentally let herself go there. And then when she gets done doing that, she comes back and she's like, oh my gosh, I did it. And then the next time we go out there, that particular thing is not an issue anymore. She's just got it. She just does it. Now, she's going to find something else to tell me she can't do, because that's just her. That's just, I think, the age that she's at and what we're working through right now. But what I want to tell you is that I honestly see a lot of you guys doing the same thing in your business sometimes. You don't want to fail, so you'll do something just a little bit, just enough to prove to yourself that you can't. And then you're like, well, see, they didn't message back. I got brave, they didn't message back. Or, you know, I put my heart out there in this post and then nobody commented on it, and so I'm done. But what I want to tell you is that if you can learn to live in that magic moment where you just push yourself to do the things that are going to make you proud, and where you really, really, really honestly try hard, there's nothing here that you can't do. Every single person that you saw on stage, every single person that is winning, every single person that's doing anything, they're no better than you. They're no different. They still fight with their spouse. They still have money problems. They still have a million things they have to do every day. Like, every single one of us on here, we're the same. We are. There's no difference. It's just, are you going to find all the reasons why it won't work and live in that? Or are you going to take that extra step and say, okay, I know I'm going to suck. I know it's going to be hard. I know I'm probably going to have to practice it, just like my daughter is going to. She wants to high school rodeo next year. I'm like, sis, we got some catching up to do. You're going to have to practice every day. And it's probably going to stink for a while. So same thing with you. It's probably going to stink for a while. You're probably going to have to do it every day. There are going to be hard things that you come up against. And they're going to say to you, see, I told you you couldn't do that. That's what your mind's going to tell you. Tara Truax said, Jenny, whatever your biggest fear is, that is what you're going to see in the mirror every day. And that's what the people that you talk to are going to reflect back to you. If you're afraid this is too expensive, that's what people are going to say to you. This is too expensive. If you're afraid that people are going to think you look silly, that's what people are going to repeat back to you. They're going to say, well, I'm afraid I'm going to look silly. And you are going to hear it so loud. But you have to learn to identify that and say, that's not true. Am I going to let it stop me, or am I going to figure out how to push through it? And I hope that each of you see the timing and the opportunity that we have here and what an impact you can make, and decide to live in that space where you're okay with growing, because the truth is you're probably never going to get to the place where you're not growing. I told my daughter today, I'm like, I have been riding horses for 35 years and I'm just as capable of falling off today as I was the day I started. There's always going to be a chance to fail, but it shouldn't ever stop you from moving on and doing the things that you know will make you be great. Okay. So what I want each of you to do, because I haven't given you a lot of action steps tonight, and I'm not going to keep you on here any longer, is I want you to do the same thing that I did. I want you to message your sponsor and I want you to say, hey, I want you to relaunch me. And I want you to go back, have another goal setting call, write another list, do another Fab 5. I'm having Danielle do another Fab 5 for me, where I have my list and I'm going to invite people just like I was brand new. And really just start from the very beginning. Go back and make another really great post telling your story. And then do it every single day. Talk about the products in your stories. Talk about the business in your post. Refocus and look at what we have coming. Then we're on a 4-month run and they've set it up beautifully for us from a business standpoint. And so it's just you showing up every single day, figuring out what you want to accomplish, what things you're going to do every day. And that's something that I'm going to be helping you guys through, because I actually have a list. Number 1, do this. Number 2, do this, of the things that I'm doing every day. So I'll be helping you through that. But before you and I go through that, you can already get your own list together and just really step into being a business owner, committing every day to this for the next 4 months and seeing just how far you can go and what it's going to do for your family. So yes, Amber, fall in love with the action without getting emotional about the income. 100%. Okay. All right. So that's my speech for the night. I am super excited to work with you guys. I'm super excited to help relaunch you guys, to help me get relaunched, to help all of our people get going, because honestly, the potential is just endless. And I see several of you on here that I think will very, very soon fly past me. And I cannot wait to see it happen. So Q News Live tomorrow, since it wasn't today. Yes, it usually is the following day, Kira. Okay, anyone have questions before we jump off here? No? All right.
Me.
Oh, okay, go.
I was trying to find my button. So for the collagen, do you take them both at the same time, or are you supposed to take one and then take the other?
So I've seen a couple of different things, but the last thing that I heard is that you can take them both. I'm assuming that from each one, you're going to get some of the same benefits, some different benefits. Okay. I will put it in the chat. They said rebuild in the morning, reform at night, or rebuild after a workout. That's what I read. If I hear any different or see any different in chats, then I'll let you guys know. But questions like that, let's just kind of, as they come in, let me know and we'll all share them together.
Hey, Jenny, Fran and Tara said that exact same thing on their call.
Okay, perfect.
That same timeline.
Good. Okay, well, I am so thankful for all of you guys getting on here. I can't wait for what's coming, and I'll get the recording of this posted ASAP. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.